On the last episode, we saw exactly what a wet Rallycross can do to the front end. We left off with the front of the car completely stripped down. Today, we're getting the new core support on, dialing in the shift linkage, and getting this car back to race-ready status. Or at least that's what we thought.
Core support is out. Now, to figure out what we need to do with the new one to try to make it work for what we've got. So it took about a week, but these clips to get the intercooler back on are finally here. So you can finally put this new front core support on. These ones are super simple. They just slide right on the sides right here. Of course, it's gonna be tight with one hand. Yeah, just jam those on like that. Your screw will go through one of these holes. I'll point it out when I put it on the car. And then that's what'll hold the intercooler to that. Went on almost uncomfortably easy. The other two clips are essentially just rubber bushings. So they'll go into the core support here, and then they'll also slot in to this post right here. You just take them, you essentially just snap them in right there. They don't really do much other than isolate from the core support and hold it up if the top ones fail. But if the top ones fail, you're probably in a lot more trouble. When mine broke, this whole bottom piece just broke off. These came out and the intercooler still kind of stayed up. The upper mount broke, so it did kind of sag down on this side, which is probably what caused my coolant leak. So now for the tricky part. So I think we're gonna run without the hood latch. I think we're just gonna run quick releases. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. I'm gonna need both hands, so I'll just set the camera down. So the way that this works is these screws are part of this system. That's why I'm not really worried about like the gap here or the crack in this part. That might be a problem for later, but we'll have to figure that out. But essentially that metal part fits right inside of here, and then the bolts will go through these holes, and then it'll be good to go. As you can see, this is for the hood catch. I think I broke it when I was taking it out because it did not fit through the hole that it was supposed to, which is why I think I'm just going to run hood latches, or a quick release, and not even deal with this anymore. So probably just going to cut it back, but for now we're just going to tuck it out of the way. So I bolted this up so that way it wouldn't deform while we were waiting for those clips to come in. So that's why it's bolted in now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 of the bolts out so that we can kind of pivot it, and then we're going to make the other one. I guess we'll have to take all 4 bolts out to do that. Then we'll mate the other one up to it, and we'll put it all back on at the same time. This part's a little tricky, so bear with me here. What makes this part tricky is a bunch of stuff has to line up at the same time. It's like you have to get these clips to line up with the rubber grommets. You have to get the front of this to line up with the core support at the same time that you're lining up the top part. So probably what we ended up doing is we left these two screws on. We're gonna see if we can kind of make it so we can pivot, and then we'll go from there. We're not gonna do it like that. I'm gonna take these screws off as well. We're gonna get the intercooler into the core support, get that screwed in so that way we're just moving one piece, and then we will scoot it up and try to get into the top all at the same time. So let's go ahead and take these bolts out. If we can leave it here, let's just do that. Excellent. So the tricky part, not sure if you're gonna be able to see on the camera. Might have to finesse myself here. Some shit. This needs to kind of get picked up. It kind of drops down a little bit. That's okay. Will kind of hold its own weight, but it is on hoses. So like you don't want to put too much tension on them if you can avoid it. This will go over here. Try not to grab the wrong shit. That's what I mean with you're kind of like trying to manage a lot of things at the same time. It's not too bad, but you know. This one's way off. Here's where we get a little more creative. This will kind of line up like this. This will kind of line up like that. Come on. So what's happening is they don't really want to slide in that kindly, and that one seems like it's off by a little bit. This is a Jetta core support, So it could be that it's just enough different that it doesn't really want to cooperate with me. So it seems to be holding itself fairly well. Let's go ahead and pop these out real quick. Slide them on. I just don't like having too much pressure on those hoses if I can avoid it. Maybe, just maybe, I'll pull this back over. I can kind of line it up a little bit better. All right, so one of my clips is trying to come off now, so that's cool. Ugh. This is generally how this goes, especially when you work on cars by yourself. Nothing wants to cooperate. So this rubber thing is trying to fall apart on me while I'm putting it back together. This one that was tight too. Why am I getting so much freaking trouble? I have to just take these screws out for now. Bolts, take these bolts out for right now. Try to buy me a little bit more wiggle room here, just so I can see them. All right, I'm gonna change the plans again. Up, down, that'll work. Screw, screw. Something to hold some weight maybe. One side kind of on. Knew that was gonna be the tricky part. Okay, go ahead and start throwing some bolts down a little bit tighter. The biggest part of that fight was just nothing wanted to line up. I don't know if it's because it's Jetta parts, if it's because these are not OEM or what, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's a race car. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's certainly not a show car. I really just need it to hold this intercooler where it's supposed to, so that way it doesn't just flop around while we're driving. So the next step is to put the front bumper back on, which should be fairly straightforward. Again, this is a Jetta front core support and not the Rabbit front core support. Not only that, this was the cheapest version of the core support I could find. So I'm not quite expecting everything to line up perfectly. That's just kind of the way things go, but it's a race car. It's probably gonna break again. I didn't want to spend $500 on the Rabbit core support, so just got kind of some things you do to cut some corners, save a buck, but should be good to go. All we really need is the bumper on. If we can get the headlights in, the bumper cover back on, we can figure all that stuff out later, as long as the bumper lines up and we have this intercooler protected. Get the ones that matter first. Just gonna be these 4 outers. Go ahead and support it while we're doing that. Once we get these first couple bolts on, this should be fairly straightforward, but this is a very important step because if you get in an accident, this is what saves you. Trying to get them started, and then we can kind of adjust once they're all started. This is what connects it to the core support, which stops the bottom from wiggling like it is. All right, we're gonna go through and tighten those probably off camera. Something you'll notice that's different is right here. This bracket would typically attach, so those bolt holes down there should line up with these ones, but they don't. That's okay. It's all pretty well together. Like I can't really shake anything separately, so I'm not too worried about that. Should be good to go there. Again, I'm gonna tighten these bolts off camera just so we don't bore you. It is time to adjust our shift linkage. So this should be pretty straightforward. I watched a couple YouTube videos, so let's try to do it real quick. So we'll just pop this up. Also, did you know this boot was here? It was definitely not on my GTI. It's just like a rubber dust housing. So that's pretty cool. It's all cracked, but whatever. From everything I read, there's like a special tool, but basically it goes through that hole, and then there's one underneath of it that it aligns with. So it kind of just goes over there, and then you'll line them up and put a pin in. That is too big. All right, I was gonna use my Allen keys because I thought that longer would be better. I was wrong. Let me go grab something else. I found a 4mm Allen, and that fit perfectly in the hole. Shifter doesn't move around. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So now that that's locked, let's go to the engine. The next step is you want to lock the transmission. This is really hard to see from this angle, but you essentially push down and there's a little lever that you twist up. This is the part that's tricky to see, and when you're looking at it, it kind of looks like a lot, but there's those 2 springs right there. You basically just reach in and twist, which you're not going to be able to see on camera, and I'm going to need both hands. But you twist and then it'll pull back. I went ahead and removed the battery box just to make it a little bit easier to see.
So as you can see, you just kind of pull the cables back and then you twist them to get them to lock into place. This one, I'm actually having an issue where it's stuck to the cable, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. But once you get it here, everything's locked to where it's supposed to be. You just untwist that so it pops back up. You'll test your gears, make sure you have all of them, and then you're ready to rip. I had to force them in, which took 2 hands, but basically you just twist and then kind of push them up. After that, you remove the locks. So like I had this pin in here, you go ahead and take that out. You'll turn the one on the transmission. Make sure you have all your gears, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. We are back, baby. So we're still waiting on our bumper quick release and our hood pins to come in. But so we're just test fitting everything back together. There's definitely differences from the Rabbit to the Jetta core support. Like this, I can no longer screw this in. So we're getting those quick releases anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Subtle things, subtle things. There's a couple of things that just didn't quite line up right. That's okay. Like there's a piece here that holds the headlight. That wouldn't line up at all. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Race car things, we're gonna be all right. It's probably gonna break it anyway. So let's do it the way that works, the way that costs the least. And then if we break it again, we'll just fabricate something better. A couple things that we do still have left to figure out. We got to figure out what we're going to do with the hood pin latch, which I guess I could just tuck it under where it typically goes. I could just zip tie that up. It would probably be fine. The other one is the actual hood latch itself, because I don't want that annoying light telling me that the hood's open all the time. So we're going to have to figure out where we're going to put that. I'll probably just end up tucking it down there somewhere, zip tying it up. But I do want to get my quick releases on first, just so it's not in the way while I'm trying to drill stuff out. But pretty good. Car's back together. Not quite ready for the next event. We're gonna have to put some kind of reinforcement underneath to protect the intercooler, but just checking fitment. She looks good and she's ready to drive. Well, that's how I thought the video was gonna end when I recorded it. We were supposed to go to Dubs at the Lake. That's why I was rushing through the core support. When I went to go put gas in the car, I realized that while the engine was running, I couldn't put it into and out of the gears. It was a total lockout. So it looks like the race ready finish line moves back a couple of feet. So the way our story goes, the transmission had to come out of the car so we could further diagnose it. Tune into the next episode to see why we had to remove the transmission and how we're gonna solve this problem. Be sure to subscribe so you see when that video comes out. Like this video, it helps the algorithm. See you in the next one.